Hello, and thank you for joining today's Family Office Network's webinar series. Presenting for us today is P Schneider, founder and CEO of Family Office Networks. Andrew is a leading authority regarding hedge funds and related services, as he was a founding member of HedgeCo Networks prior to Family Office Networks. Most recently, Andrew has developed the Family Office Marketplace platform. At the end of today's presentation, we will have time for Q&A. Please use your questions chat option on your screen so we can answer them accordingly. And with that said, Andrew, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Thank you, Lindsay, and I hope everyone's having either a good morning, good day, or a good evening. Today's topic is the rise of multifamily offices, and for the purpose of this webinar and for just in general, the term multifamily office is one of the most misused or has a very, very broad definition. On one side of the spectrum, you have what is a single family office that manages money for other single family offices that has the built-in infrastructure, and that is what we call multifamily office. On the other end of the spectrum, you have groups that provide accounting, back office, bookkeeping, concierge service, but nothing to do with assets. And they call themselves multifamily offices as well. And then you have what I call, I guess, are the hybrids that that do both. They manage money, but they also help you with different things from estate planning to succession planning and corporate governance and a lot more. And the reason I bring this topic up, you're seeing a record amount of money that is being moved out of the traditional wealth management firms, the Goldman Sachs, the Morgan Stanleys, the Merrill Lynch. People that have worked there for years, now with the coronavirus, most of them are working there. And any broker, I came out of Morgan Stanley myself, knows the fees that Morgan charges, it doesn't pay to keep your license there in your book of business, especially if these are your relationships and your business is predominantly where you have power of attorney. And most of these groups now are moving to these other firms that have higher payouts, and they don't offer all the things that Morgan or Goldman has, but it's much higher payouts and allows you to do a lot more. The transition that we're seeing is the multifamily office is much better for a family office. Outside of being, able to introduce you to other family offices and be able to introduce other, just other industry professionals, you're seeing a lot more, single family offices and ultra high net worth taking their money out of these larger accounts and moving them into multifamily offices that manage money for other family offices. And we have seen this, grow almost exponentially. And where they're getting just better treatment, better services, not necessarily on the asset management side, but on the whole, the whole, we'll say, financial and overall management. And it's becoming more and more customized per family. And if you're not offering that, and you're at one of these big firms, you're going to start losing business. You probably already have. What we needed was some type of, we needed some type of change for people to be able to move. And with this, with the election and going into new administration, you're going to see a big shift in assets. This is the time that people are going to move out of the bigger firms and move into these, what we call them RIAs or multifamily offices that offer more services than just management. take into consideration all the factors again, when someone tells me they are, they work for a multifamily office, the first question I will ask is an RIA or an asset manager or not. And then from there, it's easier to see where we're able to help them. And again, when I define a family office, for our network, a family office is typically between 50 and 500 million spot. We don't go after the billion plus families. There's too many decision makers, too much bureaucracy. Frankly, our niche is that family that just sold a construction company for 300 million.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but maybe if you could sit a little bit more forward, the audio is echoing in and out just a tad, so that may help. I don't know. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I apologize if I wasn't speaking loud enough. But again, basically, you're seeing a shift from teams that work at the larger wealth management firms spinning out and going out on their own, and they're using the word multifamily office as describing what we do. And so at Family Office Networks, we help multifamily offices in many ways, and it depends on if they're on the asset management side or if they're on, let's say, the accounting back office and concierge, or if they do both. We have a great platform that will be really going live after Thanksgiving, but it's something that we designed that allows family offices, high net worth individuals, basically invest online into your offering, and it's done through my broker dealer, who owns the technology, basically the back office to complete the transaction. And with the coronavirus and just the fear in general, people are traveling less. This is the way the business is going to be moving forward. And there's other platforms out there that you can list your offering, but they have no distribution. So when I built this, I took in consideration that the biggest asset that we have as a company is distribution. We have over 200,000 members in our network. And what I'd like to just show first is just kind of it's just on the demographics that make up our network, our FON marketplace. And, I'm going to describe marketplace in this platform because it all ties into multifamily offices. Again, whether you're on the asset management side or if you're on the back office and accounting, or if you're hybrid doing both. And for those that are not familiar, for example, like a hybrid, I rent some space to a multifamily office in North Carolina. They specialize in high-end divorces, and the way they monetize it is have an RIA, and then when there's a settlement or whatever, that's how they're compensated. So that's kind of providing two services. Beneficial side is building. So just taking a quick look at the statistics or demographics that make up our you can see 53% are between 50 and 100 million, and 22 between 100 and 500. That's really our sweet spot. Again, we're not going after the billion plus. We're not institutional. We are predominantly ultra high net worth. You can see the average liquid net worth, average annual income, and you can see, also, you can see the allocations. We do a lot of internal surveys, and we're always gathering new and relevant information so we can. So let me just take a quick step back for those of you that are not familiar with who I am and Family Office. Family Office Networks basically is a company I founded about 7 years ago. We have three divisions, three verticals. One is we're a media company. We have the largest network out there. We have a high-end luxury magazine that I'll talk about in a few minutes. We have weekly newsletters that have been going out for 7 or 8 years on family offices. We have webinars. We've done tons of live events all over the world, mostly domestically here. And my goal was to bring family offices together so that they can share ideas, they can co-invest, they can meet with other like-minded individuals. So that's the media part. The second part, the Family Office Networks, is our technology. And I'm about to show everyone in a few minutes. And the third part of our company is I own a broker dealer, and so we are a group that if anyone's trying to raise money, they don't want to go to the VC firms, and they're not going to large institutions. They come to us. We specialize in that $5 million to $100 million deals. Above 100 million, you really need institutional support. That's not our strongest point. I would say, we're a nice niche for that $40 million deal, and we've fortunately had a lot of success with it. But going back into marketplace, basically, when the coronavirus hit, we were doing probably 3 to 4 events in every week, and we had to switch more to an online platform. So what I'm about to show you is really my personal Rolodex, but ways to search and find high net worth investors, family offices, and other entities. The second part of this site is about luxury and philanthropy. About 5 or 6 years ago, we made a real push into that space, knowing that if you want to meet more family offices, you can't go in with just an investment product. You have to have other verticals. So we've been active with philanthropy and any type of luxury products, which all tied into this platform that I'm about to show you. But we did that just to be able to increase our distribution. But now these have become businesses on their own because, for example, foundations are not doing events. They are underfunded right now. They need to get donations, and they're turning to groups like ours. And so with that being said, I'd like to kind of just give you a quick tour of the platform. And the reason people come, the reason people come to our site is they're trying to raise money, or they're trying to find different investment opportunities or different. So excuse me. So give me 1 second here. Sorry. So this is when you log into Marketplace, immediately you're going to see our message board. Our message board basically is every time we speak to a family office or any type of allocator, and they say we're looking for med device companies, or we're looking for you can see the first one, equity opportunity in lower mid market. So, we list these, and the reason it's green is because it's been verbally confirmed by someone from our staff. So I can't express how important this is, because on one side of the equation, we have family offices and other groups that are actively looking for certain products. And so this message board has been a great way in just communicating between the buy and the sell side. So when you go to view listings, the family office listings, these listings are not just a like a database that we bought. These are all personal relationships that we've worked with in some capacity. They've come to one of our events, they've attended our webinar, or we've spoken on the phone. And so this information is, I would say, very accurate. And most importantly, these groups all know. So the way I set it up for family offices, you can search by investment interest. So if you have a biotech company, and you can see which family office that we know allocate to the space. Now, granted, it's not a perfect system, but we try to update it as often as possible. And but if you click on any one of these, it'll do a quick search for you, and you can look at any one of these family offices. You click on View More Info. You can typically see the type of family office, the contact information, and so again, if you're a multi-family office and you're trying to get assets, single family offices obviously sound like the best way to start, but I found a better way, business way, and that is with high net worth investors. Let me describe to you what this is before I do any. The high net worth investors, there's about 62,000 of them. They range between 5 million and 500 million, but they don't have an infrastructure managing their money that we know of. These are direct decision makers. These are all people, again, that I've met in my 25 years of doing this. They have provided us with this information. This is information, again, they provided us. And the reason the high net worth people are so attracted is because when they have liquidity events, a death, a divorce, a sale of an asset, sale of a business, these guys are the ones that become the most prospects for any type of asset management firm. So again, you can search by personal info. You can search by financials, their net worth, their liquid net worth, annual income, real estate value. You can search by yacht owners, aircraft owners, art collectors, and who's donated to charities and who's donated to political. So we'll just do a basic search here. So an idea here. I'm gonna just type in a zip code. I believe this is Palm Beach. Now, the one thing is the pictures, some of them are stock, some of them are real. It's all being uploaded, and in the next few days, it will have all the pictures finalized. But so this search, I did just Palm Beach. There's roughly 36 people on each page, and we have 5 pages, so you can do the math. And so if you click on just any person in general, this is the information that we have: their net worth, liquid net worth, income, real estate value, etc. Their email, most of it, we have their personal email. We usually have 1 or 2 phone numbers for them. And then you see you can view similar high net worth listings. So again, if you are trying to raise money for whether it's asset management firm or for any type of deals, there's no better place to go than high net worth. These are the decision makers. This one, is under About William will typically be their bio if we have it. If not, there'll be some other just template. But all these people have given us permission to send them emails and to contact them. These are all, again, people that we can show how we know them, what forms they've filled out, and this I don't know anyone else that has. If we go back to view listings and click on investment offerings, this is what the site was designed to do. Basically, for any company trying to raise money, if you're a private company, if you're a venture capital fund, if you're a private equity, a real estate, we don't do any public traditional investments. We do public companies, but lower middle market. And basically, companies will list their offerings here. In some cases, we have what's known as a selling agreement or a fee sharing agreement with these companies where they're using our platform. And the whole reason to use our platform is this button right here, Invest Now. And if you click on it, it takes you to our back end, which is our broker dealer, and allows you to invest online into the actual product as long as it's a private placement. It's something else, stuff that we are working out. This is so, what we do is when every investor signs up, they fill out a questionnaire on what they're interested in, such as industries, or if they're interested in luxury or philanthropy. So if someone mentions that they're interested in let's say, biotech, what we would do is when someone logs in, yeah, this is typically the first page when they log in that they see. Number one is the message board, because these are very active and they're real. And again, based on their profile, we'll have different matched offers. So again, if they clicked on biotech, we'll have new biotech deals, going through their account. New listings, again, same thing, depending on what they pick, and then the account and investment preferences. Anytime you change the investment, if you say you're interested in cannabis, what it does is it updates our internal system so that they'll start getting cannabis emails on cannabis companies or cannabis related events. And so it's a pretty robust and effective system. And then to show you part of the luxury, like for example, philanthropy. This is basically, again, as I mentioned, with the coronavirus, many charities are doing very poorly because most of them hold these big, large events, and the majority of them obviously cannot host or throw any big events. So they're listing on our sites, and when you click on the donate, it goes to their site, and you're able to make a now, this is becoming more and more relevant, and it's been one of our fastest growing sections. And you have everything from private aviation, and again, this is for both buying and selling airplanes as well as chartering. And if you click on more info, it just gets more detailed. Again, the whole goal of this is to bring a larger audience in. And by having, luxury, philanthropy, and investment products, it makes it a whole community. Same people investing in these deals are the same ones flying private, the same ones that are art collectors and so on. So we have a service provider listing, and this is a perfect listing if you're a multifamily office that specializes in accounting or back office or concierge service. The service provider listing. And what we do is we bundle this in with our magazine, with our newsletters, and we get you as much exposure as possible. The investment clubs, it's something I'll save for another webinar. Basically, I run what's called the Palm Beach Investment Club. It's no membership. We don't take any incoming members. We speak once a week. We look at deals. We co-invest, and we have a few of these other investment clubs that we've been rolling out around the country, from the Women's Investment Club to the Houston biotech, cannabis, and so these are things you're going to see. Luxury listings, as I mentioned, you can go through the art, cars, jewelry, and then other allocators. from angel investors all the way down to venture capital funds. And so, you know, the what I really did was I incorporated both luxury, philanthropy, and investments in the same type of site and or platform. And basically, it's allowed us to capture a much bigger audience, and then from there, we're able to provide the best service depending on what they're looking for. And um, to register or to join, just to show you the cost. For example, if you are looking just to get a membership to our network where you can access all the information on the high net worth investors, family offices, to be able to read the message board, and we have 3 different memberships. We have a gold is a 15,000 plus. Basically, we customize a membership for you that will get you the maximum exposure in what you're trying to get. Now, if you're an issuer trying to raise money, there's different ways we can go because I own a broker dealer, and now this is for someone that wants to list a car, wants to just have access to the site, wants to be able to email the high net worth people. This is what I built the site for. The silver membership is really based on someone that's not trying to post anything, that just wants to use the data. And that's what I recommend. And the bronze is for someone that maybe is new to us and wants to get started with us. So that's kind of how our pricing works. And at this point, I think I would like to just open up to any questions, as I'm doing a lot of open up.
Perfect, Andrew. Thank you so much. Yes, to all of our attendees, if you do have any questions, please using your questions chat option to send those over so we can kind of answer those accordingly. We did have some questions come through. So Andrew, I'm just going to jump right in here. First question, I would like to list a venture capital fund, but I don't want to pay for any success fee. How does that work?
Okay, that's a great question. So there's a lot of times that we get companies that are looking to raise money, but we don't want to take a success fee. For example, someone trying to raise $1 million, $2 million. We run that through our broker dealer. The amount of due diligence and it's not worth the cost. So there's other groups that use us as a third party, and so you can list on our site, and we won't take or share in any fees, but we won't be actively out there marketing you, which would include a webinar, which would include personal introductions and a lot more. But just going back to a fund, a venture capital fund, is very appealing to high net worth investors. We just don't have the time to do diligence, and it's a great asset class to be in. So a fund, offering diversification is a great way. So we just charge an annual listing fee, and then we certainly hope that if you're getting results, that we can work in the future on some type of success-based fee.
Perfect. Thank you. Next question. I work for Merrill Lynch. What would be the best membership option for me?
Okay. So if you work at a Merrill Lynch, a Morgan Stanley, a Goldman Sachs, the best option is a silver. The reason is you're not posting anything. You just want to be able to access family offices, access high net worth investors, come back when we start hosting events again. You'll be able to attend the events. So really that would be the best way, in my opinion. If you're at Merrill Lynch and you're just trying to gather assets, this is the perfect place to go.
Perfect. Moving on, question is from Robert Green. How do you effectively best integrate and promote global opportunities for your members, customers, and partners?
So On a global basis, we're about 75% domestic and about 30% global. What we do, um, and we've been doing this for many years, on a global basis, what we typically do, excuse me, um, um, on a global basis, we have, let's see, our locations, excuse me. You can see we have a Beijing presence, we have a Singapore, we have a Tel Aviv, and this could have, we have a Japan. It couldn't be a better time where we have these associations set up both domestically and globally. Prior to Corona, we used to do events on a monthly basis and would include family offices and just, we'll say, people in the industry. And for us, it was great because they're using our kind of our back office, and we were able to get access to distribution that we would never have been able. So, and these groups come and contact us. It's not like we're saying we want to go and launch in China or Japan. It's groups that have contacted us saying we'd like to set up an association, a family office association, and then we help them. And so on a global basis, again, when you deal with ultra high net worth investors, they've got money a lot of times offshore as well as domestically, and it's certainly uh, going to be a lot more of a global, but right now it's still.
Okay, perfect. Next question from Lonnie Vang. For family offices with particular interest in biotech therapeutic sector, is the focus most often on therapy area or on the technology? And where do such family offices source their biopharma deal flow from?
Well, just in general, the the type of deals that we have, and I've been, I guess, very fortunate and blessed in this regard. The the types of offerings that I've been specializing in are typically family offices that have their own product or their own deal, and they have their own money or their own skin in the game. And then we go out and get other family offices to co-invest or help syndicate the deal. So in regards to biotech, I mean, it's, when you look at where we've had the most success in the fundraising, it would be anything income related. Then I would say probably real estate, and then biotech, healthcare, life sciences. So from doing this for so many years, we know certainly which groups like biotech or invest in biotech. We know certainly which groups do not invest in biotech. And to us, it's somewhat of a qualified members game. We make the introductions, and sometimes it's a good fit, sometimes it's not.
Perfect. Jenny Santee is asking, can you tell us more about the luxury philanthropy platform that you mentioned and what that is all about?
Okay. The philanthropy platform, again, we've been involved with philanthropy for many years, and most family offices, have some type of either philanthropy or some type of charity that's important to them, and so again, for me, I looked at this as a way to expand our distribution as well as to build better relationships with our members. So then when the kind of pandemic hit, I decided to create a listing for them so that people can make donations even though they're not at events or and we've been fortunate. We've been getting a lot of success. We've made it very easy for philanthropies to list, and then if someone wants to donate, it goes directly to their site. And so we're just helping the industry become more efficient.
Perfect. This is a great question. If you are a service provider, what do you believe is a good starting point for going onto your platform to access family offices?
Okay, that's a great question. So if you're a service provider, first I would break down the type of service provider. From lawyers, accountants, insurance, those are the ones that typically we can refer the most business. But then when you take in luxury, for example, yachts or art, any art, appraiser or evaluations or storage would be a great place. If you're in the securities industry and you're an attorney and accounting firm, what we do is we list you in our service provider directory, but we also feature you in our luxury magazine, in our newsletter, and we also put on the message board, um, depending on what type of service that you're providing. You can really, outside of also making direct referrals, and that's what usually works. Great place for service providers. In the end, when you look back before the coronavirus, service providers, when I say again, fund administrators, accounting firms, law firms would go to these conferences that pretty much had really no real investors, and they would travel and the cost of traveling, the cost of entertainment, the cost of attending these events, and the actual return on the investment is very, very poor. So, this, our site, it's a way to efficiently spend money and get a return on your investment.
Perfect. Next question. Is there best practice as to legal structure for family offices with international investment strategies?
Um, every family office is different. It depends on what type of structure or what they're trying to do. And that would really have to be a case by case. There's no general answer for it.
Perfect. How many multifamily offices are presently in the United States?
So from our internal studies, there's been a wide um, speculation on first what is the definition of a family office, and the way I define family office is I think people believe it's $100 million, and that's what makes a family office. I look at a family office typically, liquid assets of over 50 million, typically to 500 million, that have some type of infrastructure that's helping manage the money, helping with other parts of running the family. And that's what a family office is. So how many of those are out there? We estimate probably about 12 to 13,000 on a global basis, and that number is only growing. And then the multifamily offices, again, I'm going to break this into two answers. The ones that are asset managers, I would say there's about 3,500 of those. And then the ones that do not manage any assets but provide other services, there's probably about the same, about 3,500. So about 7,000 in total. But then between that, you have some that are hybrids that do both.
Perfect. Let's see, moving on. These are great questions, so please keep them coming over. Andrew, what would be the best cost and process for listing and doing webinars to your FO members related to our long and short fund of funds?
Okay. So the webinars, for years, when I started the company, what we did were private luncheons, events. We did road shows, and it was effective. And when the pandemic started, we moved into webinars. And I personally was not a fan of webinars, And but because people couldn't travel, we started doing some webinars. But instead of 20, 30 people that I would get at a luncheon, and out of that, when there's 30 people, that really means there's 7 to 10 check writers. So versus a webinar, I think we have like 400 or 500 people on this. So it's been very effective on a global basis in getting access to really global distribution. And then for us, if you're a company trying to raise money, we do a webinar for you. The people that RSVP for the webinar, just like anyone that RSVP for this webinar, you answer a bunch of questions, and we send those to you so you can see exactly who's RSVP. You can contact them before the webinar, introduce yourself, say that you'll be speaking, and you wanted to, just learn a little bit more about who or how they can work. So that's how we do it. And that comes with being a member of our network. So if you're a member, we will host a webinar.
Perfect, thank you. Next question is from Angela. What does the future of the family office look like, and what big changes will we see over the next 10 years or so?
That really goes back to how I first started this webinar. The biggest thing is you're going to see a lot of succession from money moving down from the baby boomers down to their children to the grand. Number two is you're seeing record losses from some of the largest asset management firms that are trying to even sell that part of their business, because a lot of people are moving, both the advisors and the clients. And again, they're going to other asset management firms that specialize with family offices, also known as multifamily offices.
Perfect, thank you. Next question from Greece. Evie is interested in doing and promoting fundraising through our network. And her question is, what do you recommend would be the best approach by focusing the FOs that are interested in overseas? What are the best tools?
So my first question to Angela would be, is this open to US investors, or is it open to just global investors, or both? And then let's say, assuming it is open to US investors, the best possible thing would be to list it in our offering section. And from there, we can feature it, we can put it in people's mailboxes, we can send people alerts that a new listing occurred, and we have a very large and robust distribution. And this is the way business is being done. Certainly people in the States are not flying over to Asia right now, or to or to the Middle East, or to Greece, or this is the way we're adapting. And bottom line is, people are getting results, and that's the most important. That companies that have listed on our site have been actively raising money, whether found them on the site or found them through an email introduction, or whatever. But everything is compliant. Again, I own a broker dealer. I'm licensed, so this is the best way to get the exposure, or to get access to investments, domestic and
Great, thanks, Andrew. That does seem to be all the question that filters through so far. Andrew, is there anything else that you would like to add before we sign off for the day?
Sure. If anyone is interested in speaking to me directly, has a specific question, I'd be happy to speak to anyone. Email me. That's probably the best way. And the other thing, just on a side note, is we're looking for a asset management firm, a U.S. asset management firm that is looking for distribution, and marketing. Either merge or do some type of strategic partnership. So if anyone is on this call that knows a firm or works for one, and is stuck at a plateau that they need, new investors, that's something. Please reach out to me, as we're actively looking for
Perfect.
asset management firms.
And there is a few people that have reached out asking to set up calls and for someone from the Family Office Networks team to reach out to you, and we will definitely do so. If there's any other questions that come up, please feel free to contact us directly. And like Andrew said, we'll get you in contact with him so you can set up a call. We thank you all for joining us. We're so very sorry that we were a few minutes behind schedule this morning. Technical difficulties on our end, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.